Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Missing Piece, the Relationship Edition. And today we have our beautiful Ratandeep Singh and Kiran Auntie. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
So this
for having us, dear.
Pleasure.
Most welcome. Pleasure is all mine. So yesterday when I was writing this write up to put it out, to the world that we're going live and things like that, I was like, what do I write about the both of you? Like, how do I introduce you to the world? Obviously, everybody knows you, but you guys have been such an integral part of me, my growth as a person, and even every single time that I have been in a so-called issue, I know that you're a call away. Regardless, I call you or not, that's a secondary thing. But I know that there are two people sitting across the country who really have my back. So I am very grateful that you be that not only to me, but for a lot of people.
Thank you. Thank you, Reshma, for
Thank you.
Yeah, and that is what I like to call a relationship or a creationship in my reality. It's not these अच्छा अंकल हर रोज मुझे कॉल करना ओके हाय तो हर रोज मुझे भेजना या आंटी you have to talk to me at least once a week or you
Mm.
or you have to tell me that you love me every single time you meet me, which you do. But these are the rules and regulations that we constantly put on even our parents, right? My parents don't appreciate me. My parents don't love me. My partner doesn't bother. He doesn't call me or she doesn't call me. Nobody cares about me. My friends, when I was sick, they never bothered to take care of me. But these are the relationship expectations we have from our friends, our family, our cousins, our partners, I don't know, from everybody that we meet. We're constantly trying to hold on to them, make them do something that we want them to do rather than giving them a choice of doing anything. And I don't see a joy in any of that. But when I see both of you and the way you have created your relationship, not only with yourself, but all the people around you, it's such a pleasure to just sit and just watch. Like there's nothing else you need to do, even talk, and just watch you talk to people with the enthusiasm and joy. So were you always like that? Is that how you guys have always been? Or like did you have your moments of ye mat karna, wo mat karna, and all those things? Or is it always been natural for you?
I feel that it was ease throughout. It was really ease for us. For me, at
Okay.
least. It was,
Yeah.
Okay.
she.
And for me also, I just like to say one thing that before I got into this, I won't call it a relationship, before I got to know Adi, I was more of an introvert. And I
Really?
did, yeah, and I did have a lot of points of views about, people not uh, wanting me around. Okay, you get what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I like to stay away. I used to be happy doing what I'm doing, and I always felt that it didn't matter.
Hmm.
However, whenever you say it didn't matter, it does matter. Because now when I see, it's just like sweeping things under the carpet.
Yeah.
And now when I'm getting an opportunity to be me,
Yeah.
everything comes up. Everything. So for me, when I got to know art, and of course, I had a beautiful childhood, a wonderful, lovely parents, and lovely siblings. Everything was very nice.
Yeah.
But this reality, the people around, my relatives, they are the ones who imposed a lot of restrictions, and a lot of, not restrictions, had a lot of points of views about me.
Right.
He's the one who came and created that space for me where I could be me.
Right.
And
Wow.
once I had that space, Reshma, what you just said is something very beautiful, that we want the other person to be and do what we want them to do.
Yeah.
Here, I was wanting to be and do what you know he would like to see me.
Hmm.
Yet be me the way I am,
Yeah. Yeah.
because he had no judgment of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
had a lot of judgment of you. I
So
thought you're very beautiful.
so after that, it's been just me being me, you know. And that's why whenever we talk about Dr. Dane's being you and changing the world, we can so much relate to it. But we never want to be us. We never want to be us. We always
Yeah.
want to be what the person says or this reality asks you.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
was a case of no judgment of me being who I am. So I loved being and doing, what he loved.
Yeah. So, Auntie, you said something very beautifully, okay? Like you said that you loved being what he is without giving up on you, okay?
Yes.
And I absolutely love that because from a very young age, like about, 12, 13, or 14, जब किसी की शादी होती थी, or when somebody was going to get married, they were like, yeah, marriage is a compromise. You have to compromise and you have to
Yeah.
give up. And I would, when my father used to say the word compromise, I looked at him and said, I am never going to compromise. So shadi ho na ho, I don't care. I am never compromising on anything. So why do you think that the whole conversation about compromise in marriage or in any relationship for that matter has come? Like, why do you think that is such a significant aspect of a relationship? Feels like a third person in the relationship, like in any relationship.
Exactly. I wonder. I also wonder, would you like to say something about it? Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
I finally get a chance to say something.
yeah,
Okay.
I allow you.
Oh, okay. So basically, why these things show up is because when we get into a relationship, we want to see what we can get out of the relationship. We get into a
Uh-huh.
relationship to see what we can get out of it, what another person can give me, what I can extract from the relationship. It's not about what we can contribute to a relationship. If you come from the place of how can I contribute to this relationship to make it a relationship that's better than what any of us could live our lives alone, then you're contributing. Then it's still fun. But mostly we are looking at what can I extract out of it? What can I get out of this? And mostly what you want to get is it should be done my way. Because
Yeah.
that way, that is the right way. But actually, there's no right or wrong way. There's just your way and the other way, and they're just different ways. And you just do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow, that is so beautiful. Never thought of it like that. Like,
yeah.
you get into a relationship to get something out of the relationship, and then where, like, it's almost about the agenda you have from the relationship rather
Yes.
than, like, both the people are not even there in the relationship. It's like
Yeah.
the agenda is so significant, right? Like,
In very many cases, you
what can
hear
I
the
get?
person says,
Yeah, go on.
yeah. I said very many times you hear people saying, that he does this and he does that, like, oh, I've done this for him and I've done this for his family and I've changed myself and everything. We never ever acknowledge what the other person is, I won't say doing, is being for us. The space the other person is
Yeah.
creating. It may not be what you're looking for, Reshma, but it can also be something that will contribute to you if you look at it. Just because it
Yeah.
doesn't match our thinking of what we are expecting, we don't even look at it.
Like they say in
Yeah.
Access, it's different from what you think.
Yeah, it
It
never
never,
shows up the way you expect it to
yeah,
show.
it never shows up that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so true. Like, so the other day I was just having my mother for something very random, okay? And I started saying like, "How can she stop that?" And I had a fight with her. And then I haven't spoken to her yet. It's been 3 days, but it's so that conversation got me to a space to look at how I was expecting her to speak to me in a particular way and not allowing her the freedom to speak however she'd like, regardless of it's honoring or dishonoring. But yeah, but I also got to look at, if I was not rejecting her on the basis of what she spoke or didn't speak, what gift is she being that I'm unwilling to receive here?
Yes.
Beautiful. Well
You
done.
know?
That is it in every relationship.
Yeah.
That is the missing piece.
If you can look at the other person and have gratitude for that person and see what contribution and place that person is being in your life, everything changes. The whole perspective changes.
Yeah, truly. So that when I actually looked at what gift is she being, and I acknowledged a couple of things that, my house functions as a house because my mother literally is here. It wouldn't be a house if it was not for her. Okay. If it was left to my dad and me, we would wake up in our own time and we would do whatever and everything. But I started looking at that and the energy of what she said, which was not very, honoring or nasty, whatever that was, shifted because I was willing to instill gratitude there, and that whole thing changed.
Yeah.
So I no longer am grudging her कि ऐसे ऐसे बोला, ऐसे क्यों बोला, and all of those things. And I'm like, okay, cool, what else is possible from here on?
Very nice.
Yes.
So, Uncle, before we got on, you spoke about how relationships are an invention.
Yeah.
I really like you to talk a little bit about that.
See, in this reality, in this contextual reality in which we live, where everything is right and wrong and good and bad, relationships have been created by this reality. Actually, relationship is something which is artificial. It is
Hmm.
not the normal and natural way of being. If you go to some tribal communities in the world, there is no marriage. They have no marriage. They all live as a community. They have children, and the children are looked after by the elders in the community. And there is no one married to any one particular person or something.
Yeah.
Here it is all, and it is created by the British and by the thing where they wanted, that my name should go down in history and all my property should go down in history. And do, and you're
Yeah.
dead and gone. It doesn't matter who gets your property or where your name goes or not. Make it so significant. And to
Yeah.
make it even more significant, we say, oh, in my relationship of marriage, I must have a son because the son will take my name forward.
Yeah.
These are traps which we build our relationship on.
Yeah.
Sad,
Yeah.
but that's really.
Yeah. And like we spoke earlier, and in that whole construct and all of that, the whole essence of it is so lost, right? Like it's about the property and the money and taking your name down to history.
And it's all
It's
about
not.
Yeah.
control
And
and
even
control
even even
and
in
control.
marriage, you see, it's the labeling. No, he's my husband.
Huh.
So
She's my
as
wife.
a husband, my husband cannot do that. My husband should do that. It's the
Hmm.
label that kills you. What if it was just partnership?
Yeah, just RD and
You know,
Kiran. Huh? Who
which
are you,
can,
Yeah.
Kiran?
where you can be a contribution to each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what you said about your mom, whatever she said, how can that be a contribution to me? It
Yeah,
may be very, there are times when people say and do things, you may be an allowance of it, but they do press a button somewhere in you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to acknowledge that, instead of going
Yeah.
into the wrongness of it.
Yeah, yeah. And I love what Gary talks about pressing buttons, right? He's like, if there are people pressing buttons, be grateful that you know there are buttons to be pressed there so you can
I
clear that.
love that.
So I love what he said. And, and I actually did look at it that way because one of the reason is you generally, if it was some other relationship, like, get lost. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're not my friend anymore. With your mother, you can't do that. So you have to be like, you got to look at things for what is. And
Yes.
you got to, and if something is pressing a button, then you got to look at it and see like, okay, what's going on there. And one more thing that I want to talk about is that whole thing when something doesn't work with somebody, the instant reaction, at least for my generation, is the way out.
Yeah.
It's like, chalo nikal de. I don't want anything to do with it. It's spawning, like, okay, fuck you, I don't want to do anything with you, I'm out of here.
so you enter the relationship with your back door open and looking for an excuse to leave. Because you anyway got married against your wishes. Your parents wanted to fulfill their duty of having their one daughter married off. And so you accepted, got married, and now you think, where the hell can I get out? How can I get out? Let me look for a path to get out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another way. That's
But
what
Yeah.
most.
but if you don't have any strong point of view about such things, then it is at times easier to bend than to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bend doesn't mean you tolerate, please. There two entirely different things. It's like giving up your point of view,
Yeah.
your fixed point of view, and making it just an interesting point of view.
If we
Yeah.
got just our points of views, our life would be so much at ease.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happening here?
Truly. And
Yeah,
I think I think one of the one of you both who really sort of complement each other and uh include each other when you're making even your own choices.
yes,
Yes.
And I also see that in Simon and Brandon, like when they were together and even now that they're not,
yeah,
they have this beautiful communion where
absolutely.
you know it's
That is what true relationship. I mean, relationship we are talking about. Whether
yeah,
you're together or not, the honoring you have for each other, the respect you have for each other,
The
and
value.
the way together you can create.
yeah,
That's creationship.
yeah,
You don't have to
absolutely.
be husband and wife or brother and sister or friends.
You can be
Just
anyone.
two beautiful people together. See, they were in a relationship and they were together, and today they aren't.
Yeah,
Yet they're creating so much more,
Yes.
yeah,
which is
yeah.
so beautiful.
They're
It
such
truly
an they're
they're
such an
such
ins- I think
yeah,
they're such an inspiration.
they truly are an inspiration in a lot of ways, right? Because in this reality, it's like, okay, in whatever relationship, you're friends, and if something doesn't work out, then you're like, yeah, yeah, she was a total bitch or he was a total asshole, and you're going to disrespecting the thing that you already created with each other, and there's no future. Because if you have point of views that, okay, he's such an asshole and she's a bitch, then how can you ever receive from that person ever again, right? And then there is separation and judgment and all the drama trauma that we create around it. But in such relationships where, okay, this doesn't work for me, okay, let's not probably be together, but can we still have the honor and the caring for each other
Yes.
just as before? And I can say that I have that with a lot of people, and I'm really grateful that I choose that for myself. Like I have beautiful friends across the globe where I have that, and I have that even with my ex. Like we don't fight. We did break up, but we have a sense of communion and honoring for each other even now, and
Wonderful.
we have each other's back like never. Like like I'm not seeing that, and there's no need of a relationship there anymore. It's like, okay, you're there for me, I'm there for you, okay, cool, we're living our lives, and we don't there's no need of talking to each other, there's no need of anything at all. And I don't like, what would it take to have more of that in the world? Like what would it take to have that communion with everyone and everything?
Yeah.
So can you talk a little? Yeah.
So basically, what it is that it boils down to giving up your needs.
Having a needless relationship.
If you have a relationship that needs this, okay, then there's nothing you need. Because when you have
Yeah.
need, then you're always looking for someone to fulfill that need. But if you have no
Yeah.
needs, and you really actually have no needs, needs are all inventions.
Yeah.
They're all inventions.
Wow.
Why? If you have no needs in your life,
And when
happiness.
you somewhere are not feeling complete, not feeling whole, that's the time you also look for a needy relationship.
Yes.
And if you're going to have a needy relationship, then it's no relationship as such.
Yeah.
Because still the
Yeah.
need is there, relationship will carry on.
Once the need is
Yeah.
gone, the relationship is gone.
Oh my God, can you talk a little bit about this? So I was recently talking to a friend, and he spoke about, where he has a really not so kind relationship with his family, and he's looking at getting married so that he can find a direction towards his life. Like he's like, I don't know where to go. I'm sort of lost. I don't know how to do this. And he came like we were having this conversation. I said, but if you're going to divert from one relationship to another, where are
It's
you
the
in the
same.
equation?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So
So
can
that's
you
that's
talk?
yeah. You find that majority of the people who get divorced, majority of them who get divorced, they get into a relationship few years later. That relationship that they get into is a similar relationship that they got divorced from. So they keep creating it over and over again because their points of views have not changed. The way they're living their life has not changed. They've still not got the five elements of intimacy with themselves. You still want someone from outside to come and complete them. It never happens.
Yeah.
So if you have no needs of anyone, if you are complete in yourself, then anyone coming into your life is a addition, is a compliment. It is something that's going to create more for you, not that you can't do without that person. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So unless you
Yeah.
change, unless you change that, your relationship will never work out.
Yeah.
So
But this,
the only purpose of relationship is to get into a relationship with someone where both of you can create something greater than what you could do by yourselves.
yeah. Yeah. And that's
and
something that yeah, go on, sorry.
and you definitely have to drop the point of view we have of having a relationship.
Yes, you don't have to have a
We make it so significant, and that's
Yeah.
what, like the minute you talk about relationship, people go straight. Your barriers are put up, and you want to, okay, how can they have a good relationship? There is
Yeah.
nothing in a perfect relationship or a good relationship or a bad relationship.
Yeah.
So
Truly.
all the we make this so significant that if our relationship is good, why won't it be contributing to you both? Why won't it be joyous and fun?
It
Yeah.
won't be because you have a back door open and you're looking to escape. As long as you're looking to escape, it will never be a good relationship.
You hear very many people think you don't have to stick in that relationship if it's wrong. Definitely, you don't have to stick on into a relationship which is
Abusive.
not, contributing to your, or abusive, or which is not very joyous for you all.
Yeah.
However, if you're going to start a relationship with that, like he said, have your back door open, then you're just looking for an excuse to walk out.
Absolutely. And it's like when in our old houses where if somebody mehman aa raha hai, it's like acha mehman ko batana main nahi hu, main bahar main ja raha hu. So everybody who's wondering what a back door is, that's a back door. Okay. So yeah. where you're like, okay, I'm not going to show up in this. I just want to see if this will work. One hand distance. Okay, if you're out of here. So it's
True.
like, so that's a beautiful way of putting it. And I see, like, I've done that before. I have got into a relationship and okay, I don't have to stick to the person, I'll get out of it. And I have done the other one also where I'll say, okay, cool, let's see where this goes and let's have fun here. And
Yeah.
it's the joy of being with each other. It's literally that.
Yeah.
It's just the joy of being with
Fun.
Sure.
yeah,
Having fun.
fun. And absolutely. And I heard Lauren Marie say once, she's like when she was pregnant with her twins, she's like she spoke to her children. She's like, listen, kids, if you're going to contribute to my life, I'll have you. If you're going to create greater with me, I'll have you. If you're going to be troublesome, I'd rather not have you. And it's
And they're so adorable.
I know two adorable kids, like what they're 5 now? Maybe they're 5 or 4, I don't know, they're very little. And the contribution they be, right? And she's having so much ease with everything. Her life is not limited to only children. She has a business, and that that is what I call a creationship, where even you can have that with your children, where you can have
Yeah.
that with your spouse, you can have that with people around you, and creating 20 times greater when you're with the person than when you're alone.
Hello.
So, Uncle, what would you suggest? Somebody like me who's turning 30, who's in 2 days, which I'm very excited about, and and like who's I don't really care so much about marriage, to be very honest. I'm like, okay, I'd like to have somebody who I can have fun with and who I can create greater. So, what would be your suggestion to somebody like me? As per the Indian society, this is absolutely wrong.
I would still say that you have get into a relationship where you're having fun when you're together.
Yeah,
You don't have to get never be in a hurry
yeah,
to get married. Wow.
yeah, yeah. And I think you're one person who said, "Why do you want to get married? Find somebody who you can have fun with." So I love. I hope my dad doesn't see this episode, but well,
But I'm
but
one person who says that if you do find somebody who's, you know, so expansive and contributing to you, and where you find ease with that person, getting into marriage is no big this thing, no big deal. So please,
Yeah.
if you choose to get married, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my
True.
point of view,
Yeah.
because then that I feel you're more committed and you are more of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Truly.
both ways, whatever you choose for yourself.
And choose for the fun and the joy.
Yeah, absolutely,
It
and the
is,
ease.
you see, after coming to Access, it was very crystal clear that the only purpose in life is to have fun. Every other purpose is the invention. The true purpose of life is to have fun and joy. If you're having fun and joy, what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. Everything will fall in place. Everything will come your way as long as you're having fun and it's joyful.
Yeah.
Money will come your way, good health, everything. Yeah. Just be
Yeah.
happy, enjoyable,
Truly.
and, and don't get married. Don't get married.
Yeah. And we have a
Yes.
oh, I love you both so much. So we have a relationship done class different that Brandon and Simon are facilitating. I think it's from the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And if you'd like
Yeah,
all the information, and you can, we'll probably put the link in here, or you can reach out to RD Uncle and Kiran Auntie, and they can direct you to the link and whatever's required.
It's a beautiful
I'm
class.
so great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So have
I
you
too
done
am
the class?
looking for. I'm looking forward to
I've
it.
done it.
And I know just by, thinking about the class, I get that lovely, expansive feeling. So what will it take for more and more people to choose that class?
Yeah.
It's an amazing class.
Yeah.
And it's so, we are so lucky we don't have to travel all over the world to do it anymore. We just do it from our home. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. I mean, I think the whole Corona has been such a gift in so many
Yeah.
ways. Like the whole point of view of online classes is gone, and you can do it at in your bed, want to be naked in your sheets, just sit and chill and do whatever you want to do, and you could probably be cooking and still listening to the class. So it's nothing gets hampered, and you can just still receive from the class
And
and
you get
Simon.
you get personal attention. Like for example, now we are talking to you. I can see you. You can see
Yeah.
us. If you're in a big class and there are 500, 600 people, you're sitting in one corner, just. But here it's all one to one.
And
Yeah.
like you said, Simone and Brendan are two amazing people.
Yes, they're so amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine together, what a combination.
Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled about this class. I'm going to be on it too. And it begins at 5:30 a.m. in India and it ends at 9:30. So you don't have to spare the whole day either. So it's spread
Actually.
over 3 days. It's spread over 12 hours, spread over 3 days. And what else is possible there?
Yeah.
So
It's good.
thank you so much for having this conversation, Uncle. Like I told you even before the show, is that these conversations contributing a lot to me and my reality, and I hope it's contributing to everybody who's listening to us here. And it's removing the seriousness and the stiffness and the significance in relationship, and we're having a
Yes.
little bit of fun here and laughing and pulling each other's legs. So thank you for being here. I love you both and
Thank you. Thank you, Reshma.
Thank,
magic.
thank you, Reshma, and we love you too.
Too.
Lots.
So
Thanks.
guys, we'll see you next Tuesday with another beautiful being and I'll see you soon. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.